Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, check it out. We got a new weapon in the Bad Beast Barbecue Arsenal. We have a new wood pellet grill from a company called Brisket. I'll take you through all the bells and whistles and the special features right after this.
He's a bad beast on that barbecue, on the grill or the smoker. He knows just what to do. He's a bad beast on that barbecue.
All right, guys, so we're back. So this is the Brisket Origin-580 Smart Pellet Grill, okay? So the key for the Brisket company was back in 2020, they wanted to develop a pellet grill that would take the barbecuing process down to kind of like a one-click process, all right? So that's why they tried to design this AI controller here. I'll show you how that works a little bit later, but you can just click on a recipe and then all of the heating steps and everything is supposed to be in the controller to kind of ease the process of barbecuing, especially for beginners. Okay, and this has a few bells and whistles in it that some pellet grills don't have. Has a nice size to it, and putting it together, it had a little weight to it, which I was really quite surprised to it. So let's go ahead and show you some of the features on it, and then we're gonna do a cook today. Okay, well, what better way to break it in than doing some ribs? All right, so come on, let me show you what this bad boy is all about. The brisket pellet grill has a 22-pound hopper, okay? And brisket also carries its own brand of pellets. Now, these are their oak pellets here. And we're gonna go ahead and top this off because we used up pellets during our initial burn. It's got a safety grate there so you prevent your hand from going down into the pellets and down into the auger. But as mentioned, this holds 22 pounds of pellets. The brisket also has an ashtray and a grease tray. So here's the draw. And as you can see, there are two disposable pans, one to catch the ash from the fire pot, and then one to catch the grease. All right. So this makes for easy cleanup where you can just take these and toss these pans away. And then Brisket has some extra pans that you can purchase on their accessory page. All right, guys, so this is the interior of the 580 from Brisket, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and put it together for you. Now, we have some ash down here because we already did the recommended burn-in for it, but I'm going to kind of show you the ash release lever. There's a lever on the side that you pull, and then this opens up, and the ashes from the fire pot goes down into that tray I just showed you. So as I pull the lever, you can see the fire pot bottom open up, and you just move it a couple times to get the ashes out of the fire pot. So, all right. So the interior of this pellet grill is like most pellet grills. It has a heat deflector that goes in. Then it has a grease pan to funnel the grease down into the other tray that I showed you. Okay. Now, brisket also has a disposable uh, covering that you can put on here, and then you can just throw that away when it gets too dirty stuff, or you can like use a homemade remedy, put some foil on here if you want to. Um, so we'll use the provided drip protectors for now. Okay, so these grates are porcelain grates, and the main grate comes in a two-part package, and they fit in like so. And then the cooling rack goes in the top, and there are 4 holes for that one. Like so. All right, so you got 580 square inches of cooking space here. Now you're supposed to be able to put 4 chickens or 5 slabs of ribs or 4 pork butts on here. So I guess I can see how that can fit. I can probably put 4 or 5 slabs long ways here. So we will see how that works out today. We're only gonna cook 1 slab of ribs today, but I'm interested in seeing how much smoke flavor the 580 puts on the food. As you can see, the brisket grill also has a nice uh, work shelf here. You can put your pots and stuff here, any ingredients that you're working with here while you're cooking. And then they have these knobs here where you can hang your tools, your tongs, and your spatulas, and whatever utensils you're using during your cook. So the brisket 580 doesn't have a smokestack. This is the smoke exhaust here on the back of the grill, and the smoke enters the chamber, and it comes out down here in the back of the grill. So we'll see how that operates and how that helps impart more smoke flavor. So the 580 has a power switch, which is located on the side. So we'll go ahead and click this on. And as you guys can see, the brisket 580 is hooked up to my Wi-Fi. So as soon as I turn it on, it checks for an update for the firmware, for the software, and it updates everything on its own. And now we have the beautiful colorful screen. It says the firmware is updated, so I can hit close. All right, guys, so as you can see that this is the main screen of the controller. I can set my temperature with the knob. I can ignite it. I can set the probe temperatures. And there's a menu that you can scroll through in order to prime the auger or set up the AI technology in order to cook your food. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started cooking. I'm gonna go ahead and preheat the 580 up to 250 degrees before we go ahead and put our ribs on. All right, let's get it cracking. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and set our temperature. So I'm gonna use the knob. And as you can see over here, the temperature is changing. So I'm gonna set this to 250 degrees, is which we're gonna cook our ribs at today. And then I'm gonna set it, and then I'm gonna push the igniter, hold it in, and release. And now it's starting to heat up. So we'll go ahead and prep our ribs. We'll get her on here, and then while the ribs are cooking, we'll talk about the AI technology. All right, so here's our brisket app on our phone. We're going to activate it. And as you can see on the main page, it comes up with some suggested recipes, baby back ribs right here, and then you have juicy whole chicken, and you have smoked pulled pork. Okay, and as you scroll up, there are different links to different videos, different recipes, grill masters secrets. So there's a lot here on the home page. If I click this bar down at the bottom, then this is my current cook. Right now, my smoker, the brisket 580, is currently at 250 degrees, which is what it's set at, and it's been cooking now for 3 hours or so. And you can look at the graphs and see how consistent your heat has been. You can go to the settings page and change different settings on your app or on your grill. Um, and you can set favorite recipes. There are timers here at the bottom and probe temperatures that it'll monitor. Okay, you can even shut the monitor, the grill down with the slide down at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so we'll go back to the home page and we'll go to the next, the little graduation cap down here at the bottom. And you can see there's some different videos and some different things that you can learn from this app, especially if you are a beginner. They have a whole lot of different articles to read on barbecuing and beef brisket and different cuts of meat and cooks. So the app is really, really intuitive. It's a lot to do other than just monitoring your cook. All right. So, all right, guys. So before we pull our ribs off, the ribs have been on for about 5 hours now. I'm going to talk about some of the things I really like about the 580 brisket grill, and some of the things I think they can improve upon. Okay, first off, the Wi-Fi connections was fantastic. I mean, it was so easy. We put the app on our phone, we connected the grill to the Wi-Fi to the app, and everything went smooth, man. I've had other grills that try to hook up through Wi-Fi and had some restrictions, type of band and so forth and so on. But this here was a piece of cake. All right, the control display on here is really nice. Like some other grills have more of a generic control display, but this one here is very intuitive. Has the knob on it where you can roll through the menu options. It's some areas of it is color displayed. Okay, you can turn it on and off with the phone app. It has two probe connections to it, and there's also a hole in the upper side of the grill that has a grommet in it where you can put the probes through without having to put them under the lid, and getting them pinched. So that's really nice. Um, the fire pot cleaning lever is nice. Is it necessary? Maybe not. You can just stick a vacuum in there and get that stuff out of there too. But it's when you can pull the lever and just release the ashes out of the bottom of the fire pot to prevent buildup. That's a nice little added feature, right? There's a gasket that came around the door to help seal it in. Okay, you don't get that very much. Most of the time, you have to buy some type of gasket off of Amazon or one of your local hardware stores if you want to seal your lid on any one of your grills. But this one came with a seal already installed. All right. Like I said, the app is very intuitive. There are a lot of information on there, especially for first time barbecuers and people who are just learning. That app is really going to help you improve your barbecue game. The app has timers on it. I had like an hour and 30 minutes left on here. And normally I use the timer on another app on my phone, but this one here had a built-in app. So all I had to do was put in the timer, and it'll tell me when my time is up. So that's a great added feature. Okay, for some of the things that they can do a little bit better, I'll show you. There's some holes at the top of the hopper, okay, where it ventilates the heat in between the cooking chamber and the hopper, since the hopper is attached to the unit. My only thing is there is, yeah, be careful when you're cooking in inclement weather. Make sure this is under a tent or overhang, because you don't want any water to get into those holes and those vents and to wet your pellets, and then you have another problem with caked up pellets in your auger and in your hopper. Okay, it would be nice if this had a front shelf on it. Okay, you're sitting here waiting to put your meat on, or you're working with meat or taking meat off or what have you. A front shelf would have been really nice in the front of here. Also, a cabinet or a rack underneath in between the wheels would have been really nice also for added storage. Okay. Um, the price point on this here right now is like $799. So it's comparable to some of the other pellet grills of its comparable size out there on the market. It weighs 135 pounds, so it's built pretty sturdy. All right. I was surprised when I assembled it how heavy some of the parts were. All right. It has a 3-year limited warranty on it, and so if you're interested in this, you can find out more information. I'll put the Brisket website down here at the bottom of the screen and in the description block, okay? So we're going to do a series of cooks over the next few weeks on this particular smoker here to see how well it smokes. We already did the burn in. I have a little concern that I didn't spray the inside of the chamber with any type of grease like Pam or whatever to kind of solidify that seasoning process. But we're going to put it through its paces, and I will be able to give you a more in-depth review on this item as we use it more and more, okay? Well, let's go ahead and get these ribs off of here. And like I was saying earlier, this is where that front shelf would have came in real handy, holding the cutting board as I take the ribs off of the grill. Oh, these look pretty good. Let me go ahead and give you a close-up look at them. All right, so you guys saw we pulled that rib off of the brisket 580 smoker, and we cut it up using our Dow Strong knife. Okay, and so I already took a bite out of it. As you can see, it came away clean from the bone, but I'll take another bite on camera for you. Has a nice, decent little smoke ring. The pellets that were in here were oak pellets from brisket. They have their own brand of pellets, like I mentioned before. So we'll go ahead and have another bite. It's a rib, man. It tastes really good. You know, got some nice flavor to it. Got some great color to it. So I can't say anything as far as the brisket not doing a good job on a slab of ribs, St. Louis style ribs. You know, just like any other pellet smoker, it's doing its job. Okay, so well, that's all we have time for today. Like I said, hey, if you like the channel, hey, subscribe, help us out. You know, hit the like button if you like our videos. Hey, and give me some comments on this here. I mean, you know, what do you guys think? You know, is it something you guys would get? You know, I'll put the links in the description box for you to check it out even further. Hey, well, like we always say, where there's smoke, there's fire. If it's fire, then damn it, there just might be a barbecue there or a pellet smoker named Brisket cooking your brisket. Hey, as always, hey, we'll see you guys around the smoker.